Thank you so much for staying with us. Now we begin with our first interview at this hour. The Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge is an annual youth initiative hosted by Africa Tourism Partners in collaboration with the United Nations Tourism and BDO South Africa. Since its inception in 2019 in Durban, the event has been hosted by Ghana, Rwanda and Namibia. This year, the 6th edition is being held in Windhoek. The summit commenced on the 28th of May yesterday and will end on the 31st of May. Now, we are joined in studio by Kwatsi Donkor, the CEO of Africa Tourism Partner, who are the host of the summit in collaboration with various partners whose main objective is to exclusively provide a platform to African youth in travel and tourism. Mr. Kwatsi, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us this evening.
Very good evening.
Absolutely. How was day 2 of the summit so far?
I think it's been very great. A lot of ideas, a lot of learning, a lot of opportunities that young people can explore, not only in Namibia, but across the continent, an opportunity for them to partner with other young people from the rest of the continent.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick journey down memory lane, given that this is the 6th summit being held since its inception. How has the innovative summit, for youth in tourism helped shape the industry and gain interest from the youth?
Oh, great opportunity. It's got 3 key pillars. Yep. One of them is innovation by young people for the industry. And since inception, every year there is a competition, or we call it innovation challenge, that takes place. Right. And I can say comfortably that at least about 10 of those people who have gone through the process are currently running their own business. There is one from Ghana, there is one from here, there is one from Rwanda, a couple from South Africa, and we ourselves have basically retained some of them that we work with. So that is one big achievement. The second one is youth employability, which looks at guiding the young people in terms of their career path development, opportunities within the industry, how they can progress from the lowest of the grades to the highest of the grades within the industry. So that is the second one. Then the third one is since inception, we've connected over 2,000 plus this very one. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that we've connected over 3,000 young people across the continent from at least 50 countries. Right. And that is a massive achievement, because these ones start trading, doing business, sharing ideas, co-creating initiative. And that is something that is priceless. Then finally, I would say the ultimate is that 2 years ago, we muted the idea and the concept of establishing a Pan-African Tourism Innovation Hub. Right. And I think we've progressed in partnership with NUST here in Namibia, thereby University of Technology. Mm-hmm. Now we got Cape Peninsula University of Technology coming on board. Mm-hmm. And all the young people that have gone through the process, the competition, obviously are going to go through the hub. And those who were not very successful in their competition, because we receive over 200 to 300 applications for each challenge over this period. Mm-hmm. A lot of them basically pursue their own business. There's a gentleman from Zambia who has been here for the past 3 years. Every year he comes telling us yesterday that now he's operating in 5 countries. And there are such success stories, endless of such stories that we are very proud of. Obviously, we support with your Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Forestry, or Forestry and Tourism rather.
Absolutely. What specific initiatives or programs are being launched, during the summit to promote, especially, the new travel tech or innovation in Africa?
The initiative, as I said, will be paying on the Innovation Hub. Because what needs to happen, the reason why a lot of young startups don't survive, because they don't get a back and they don't get the support, they don't get a mentorship.
Capital
to be able to,
being that as well.
Capital is one, but that is not our main focus, because you can only secure capital when you have a very sound business case that ticks all the boxes that a venture capitalist or an investor or an institutional partner may need. So the first goal for us is to make sure that if they go through the hub, their product or whatever service that they are rendering becomes market ready.
Yeah.
When it's market ready and there's potential for growth and sustainability and scale, obviously you'll be able to find someone to support. And another important thing, because we don't want the young people to be fixated on raising capital. We were discussing, for instance, today where we're looking at the creative and the cultural industry, music, art, and a couple of things. The barriers to entry are very low. You don't need huge capital. It's based on talent, it's based on creativity, and they're all part of innovation. So those are some of the areas. So I think the capital is needed, is critical, but that should be the last point, the last hurdle to clear. The idea is to make sure that people are fully equipped, they are skilled, they got expertise to do what they are supposed to be doing.
Right.
And we believe that the capital issue could be raised or attended to.
Yeah, very well. Now, if you look at the amount of people that attended, or the young people actually that attended this summit, we spoke about 400 from Namibia who attended this summit. What was the criteria for them to be part of this summit? What was it that the organization was actually looking for them to be part and qualify, and also even participate in the competitions that the summit also had offered?
The competition is about having any project across the tourism ecosystem.
Right.
That is innovation. That is innovative rather. But here the definition of innovation goes beyond technology. It talks about creativity. A project or an initiative that is really providing solution to a challenge that the industry is struggling to solve. As you know, we are all these days using Airbnb. We are using Booking.com. There is Uber. Here you got Yango. Is it InDrive, iDrive, InDrive?
Yeah.
All of them are on at the moment we are, but all of them are foreign. Most of them, all that we are talking about are foreign. So the idea here to get the young people to start thinking beyond just ordinary work environment by coming up with ideas that could develop. So with the innovation challenge, if you have a project that you believe that is viable, you put it through.
Do they need to be registered by any organization? Or
it's
by any
always good
institution?
to be registered,
Right.
but not necessarily, because innovation starts with an ideation stage.
Absolutely.
But you got to prove that that idea can be converted into a proper business, and that business can sustain itself over a sustained period of time. So the registration is not a critical condition, but it must tick some key boxes. Does it make financial sense? Does it make business sense? It is something that is providing a real solution to a problem or a challenge that the industry is facing. Once you have that, you'll put it through. Then the judges, esteemed judges from about 6 countries, will then take all the entries, adjudicate, score, and based on that they will select. So long as you got an idea that you believe in, you could also be doing some work already. Some of them have already started projects. Some of them are doing things already. So long as you got something that is providing a solution to a problem, as I said, will qualify you. To attend the event is open. The target audience is 18 to 35.
Right.
However, it doesn't stop people above 35 to attend. We've got a couple of people over that age, up to even 60, 65, who are in the room trying to listen and also learn from whatever is being shared.
Indeed. Earlier on, we just spoke about some of the challenges experienced, such as startup capital for some of the young people who are trying to venture their businesses or ideas, of course, in the area of tourism. But what are some of the other challenges that you have picked up from the whole tourism industry, especially the young people that are taking part? And what are some of the solutions that this summit can actually bring up for them?
The first challenge is understanding where people want to be within the industry. Because if you don't know what you want to do, it becomes very difficult for you to succeed in what you do. So here we want them to understand the broader tourism ecosystem. What does the tourism entails? What kind of skills or education have you had, and where that fits into the ecosystem? Once you know where that fits into the ecosystem, you can then decide whether you want to be employed or you want to become an entrepreneur. And that is the journey that we take them through. And what are the challenges? So the biggest challenge for a lot of young people to know exactly what they want, because 99.9% don't know what they want, right? And instead of possibly focusing on taking an idea and making sure that you work through the idea for it to come a minimum viable product. The person has an idea, but the first thing that they want is, I have an idea, I want money to start. The real world situation doesn't work like that. You got to go through the steps, practical steps, and make sure that things are done properly. So those are some of the things we are taking people through. We're also looking at people go into stuff because they just want to make the money, but there's no passion for it, and they think that when they enter, the following day they will be very successful and they'll be riding the big cars. It doesn't. So those are some of the understanding that we are trying to get everyone to appreciate.
Absolutely, Mr. Donkor, thank you so much for that information, for just unpacking that. Of course, we are hoping to have you back again to just, give us a roundup how the whole summit has, of course, unfolded, and of course, just what solutions the African youth can expect from this tourism summit. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us.
Thank you for your time too. Highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, that was Mr. Kachi Donkor, the CEO of the CEO of Africa Tourism Partner, who are of course the host of the currently ongoing summit that is taking place here in the capital in Windhoek. Of course, it's set to take place until the 31st of May. That is in a couple of days. So of course, we will be hearing more about the developments from there. Of course, what the young people have learned in terms of the tourism, and of course how they can brighten up their ideas, and of course create employment for other youth across the continent. We have more interviews coming your way right here on Daily Roundup.